guys and welcome back to my channel. If we haven't met before, my name is Shiv. Hello, if you're coming back then welcome. In today's video I have this look for you right here. It's a full face of MUA products and I'm going to be showing you like my full opinions and first impressions on them and everything like that. I'm a little distracted because the dog wants attention. Do you want to say hello? Hello. She's being very needy, so she's on my lap at the moment. So this is the look that I came up with. It's a very soft halo eye, really easy to recreate. I just wanted to kind of have a play with the shadows and kind of see how they perform. So if you'd like to see how I created this look and my kind of opinions on the products, then please carry on watching. There's also a sneaky little surprise at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It means the absolute world, and let's just carry on with the video. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to do the brows. This brow pencil I have actually used before. This is the Brow Define Eyebrow Pencil in the shade, what are you, mid brown. I did like this eyebrow pencil. I did find it a little bit waxy. For my opinion, it's not bad or anything like that. Like I wouldn't want to chuck it out or, you know, get rid of it in any way. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a mirror and fill it in my brows. I'm going to do this quite quickly because I have used this before. It is a little bit waxy, but nothing that's unworkable, and for the price it is a good brow pencil. I trimmed my brows before pressing record and I have bits of brow hair everywhere. So I'm just going to start by underlining the brow and then kind of filling in the top area. My brows on this side are sparser on the top. That's why my brows kind of look like they're doing like this like slide motion. They're definitely not even. One's more round and one's more arched naturally. So I'm just filling in the natural shape of my brows. I'm going to speed through this because I have already used this brow pencil. If you want to see like kind of like my first initial thoughts on it, I recently used it in a full face of first impressions, which had e.l.f. and some Revolution bits in as well. I will link that down below. I'm just plucking my eyebrows as you do. Right, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my brows before we move on to the next step. Okay, so we've achieved some eyebrows. It's not my favourite eyebrow pencil. I'll put it out there. It's not my favourite. It's quite waxy, but it's workable and you can actually create a really nice eyebrow with it if you want kind of a bolder look. And it's nice tone as well. So it's not awful, it's just not my favourite. Moving on to a new product to try. This is the MUA Eyeshadow Primer Enhancing Nude Base. I'm just going to go ahead and pop this all over the lid. And then I'm also going to take a flat synthetic brush and just use this to kind of carve out my brows and create a nice eyeshadow base. I'm addicted to my P. Louise base, so I don't know how this is going to hold up. Just got some on my arm, but it feels nice. That's a good sign. Okay, so I'm going to do one eye at a time. It's definitely not the most opaque base, but it does feel quite nice. I'm not going to set it because I feel like that's the test. So for eyeshadow I have two palettes to choose from, or I could kind of mix and match if I wanted to, I guess. I've got the Tropical Oceana palette, which looks like this. It's very colourful, very pretty, perfect for like a summer festival, that kind of thing. Or if you just want to do some more creative makeup looks, that would be really, really good for like a starting palette. And I like how they have a mixture of matte and shimmers. Pretty much every colour in this palette has a matte version and a shimmer version, which I'm a big fan of because I feel like some palettes you kind of want to swap it around, so you're like, oh, I wish that matte was a shimmer, I wish that shimmer was a matte. So I think it's good how they've got a mixture. Same kind of with this palette here, which is the Flame-thrower Eyeshadow Palette, which I believe is one of the most popular ones, just judging by the warm tones to be honest. But I feel like I'm going to mainly use I know I've done a lot of pink recently on my channel and I'm doing a nude lips, so I'm actually going to take the Flame-thrower palette to start off with, and then if I feel like adding some colour I will, but if not I will use that palette in another video to come. So I'm going to start off by using the Flame-thrower Eyeshadow Palette. First colour that I'm going to take is this one right here, which is like a really pretty corally pink matte shade, and I'm going to pop that through the crease. The brush that I'm taking is the Loella Cosmetics Blend Me Beautiful Betty brush, which is a really nice kind of dense blending brush, so I'm going to pack that into the crease. Looks a little bit more neon when you put it on actually. going on the eye primer really nicely actually. I'm not having any like issues blending or anything, and it feels nice and smooth, which is good. I feel like this eyeshadow primer would actually be quite a nice base for like an everyday look, because it's not so intense like the P. Louise one where you literally have like that blank canvas, which I love, don't get me wrong, and I will be trying again to go through with the second version of the P. Louise sale today. But I feel like this is a good one to kind of just pop on if you just want some eyeshadow on really quickly, because you can just pop it on and like just tap it with your fingers. So I actually really like the eyeshadow primer. The eyeshadow primer is a win for me. I'm just taking my brush, by the way, and just kind of smoothing out the edges. I love how I was like, I use too much pink on my channel, and then this has happened. We'll see though, I might kind of darken it up later. I recently did like a warm toned smoky eye, so I don't really want to do the same thing. I'm actually going to take that under the lower lash line as well. I'm now going to take this shade right here, which is just a tiny bit different, a tiny bit lighter than the other one. I'm going to take it on this fluffy brush from Le Beauté. This is the Le Blanc 213 brush. It's a very fluffy brush. And I'm just going to dip into this shade right here very lightly, and I'm just going to blend that kind of on top just to add some different tones and dimension to the look. The next shade that I'm going to take is this one right here, which is a dark brown with a little bit of shimmer in it. It doesn't seem to be a lot. I'm going to take another stiff blending brush. This is the Le Beauté Le Blanc 1207, and I'm going to pack that in at the inner corner and the outer corner of my eye. I feel like the look needs darkening up a little bit, so I'm going to take the darker shade in the palette, which is this kind of off black colour here, and I'm going to pop it in at the inner corner and then the outer corner of my eye, just kind of right on the edges, just to deepen the halo eye up. I'm also going to do the same on the inner and the outer corner. Alright, for the centre of the halo eye, I'm going to take the lighter shade in the palette, which is this one right here, on a BH Cosmetics, what is this, 9 flat shader brush. And I'm just going to kind of tilt my brush on the side and just kind of pack that down at the middle of the lid while you've missed it with shadow. So that's it for the shadows. I'm going to move on to liner. This is the Shadow Liner Precision Gel Pencil in the shade Black Noir. Comes with one of those like blending sponges, and I'm literally just going to line my upper lash line and kind of smudge it in, and I'm also going to take it in the waterline. Oh, it's very intense. I am very impressed by this liner. It's very intense. I find that a lot of more cheaper or affordable brands, their liners don't tend to be that pigmented, but this is good, and it's like setting but in a good way. And then I'm going to pop that in the waterline. Oh my god, can you see how intense that is? That's so good. I'm so impressed by this liner. Then I'm going to pop on this liner as well. I don't really need to, but I just want to try it. This is the Eye Define Soft Tip Felt Liner. I'm guessing just in the shade Black. There is no shade, so I'm guessing it just comes in the one shade. It's a felt liner. These are my favourite kinds of liners to do like a wing. I just really struggle with gel. I'm just not the best with gel liner. So I'm going to take this and just kind of go along the lash line just to kind of really intensify it. Okay, I like that. It went on nice and smoothly, and it is very intense. I'll be definitely using that again. I'm just going to quickly curl my lashes. These aren't MUA, they're just eyelash curlers, but I'm going to give them a little lift. I actually really like the eye look. It's very like soft, but because of the details with the halo eye, it does really like kind of make your eyes pop. Very vampy, I like it. I definitely need to try out that kind of Oceana? Oh my god, that was a club in Hertfordshire. If anyone remembers that, let me know. What is this called again? Yeah, the Tropical Oceania palette. I need to try that out at some point, but I am really liking this eye look actually. Right, mascara time. We have the Curl Long Lasting Curl Mascara to try. Oh no, it's got fibres in. I really don't tend to like mascaras with fibres, but we're gonna give it a go. Not impressed by the mascara. I mean, it's kind of making them blacker, but it's not really doing anything. And this is going to be strange to say for like a brand new mascara, but I think the formula isn't like wet enough. I like a mascara that's like a little bit wetter, you know, and I don't know if it's because of the fibres or something. I don't know, it's not for me. Now I'm going to add some lashes. These are the Beauty by En Vogue number 22 lashes, very natural. I'm going to go ahead and pop these on and I'll be right back. Lashes are on now, it's time to move on to the face. I'm going to be taking the MUA Pro Base Primer Spray. I love a primer spray. I don't really know how much it actually does to your makeup. It just feels really nice on the skin, especially if you're going to be putting on a heavy foundation just to kind of refresh it. I'm having a look at the ingredients. Glycerin for hydration, cucumis sativus juice. I don't know, let's give this a go and just see how I feel. Smells quite nice, feels quite nice. Then for actual primer, I'm taking the Pro Base Moisturising Primer. I've tried the Banana Blur one and I love it, so I have very high hopes for this. Oh, it feels lovely. You can definitely smell the tea tree in it, but it's not like, no, I don't find it too much, but if you're not like a massive fan of scents, that's something to bear in mind, but I really like that. It's starting to go a bit tacky. Next up, I am actually very excited for this step, and I'm taking the Pro Base Longwear Matte Finish Foundation. I have two shades. I have got 110 and 120. They're both quite pale, which is good. As you can see, one's a little bit more pink, 120 is more pink, and then 110 is a bit more yellow. I'm going to go in with the more yellow tone, which is 110. And I also have the MUA Makeup Blending Sponge. It does feel a little bit hard, but we're going to give it a go. Oh, this has a spatula like this. And then I'm going to blend it in using this blending sponge. This sponge is definitely like more of a harder variety. I think it'll be better for baking, but as far as foundation goes, I do prefer a softer blending sponge. My spicy choco one is my absolute favourite. Do you know what, it's actually a really nice finish foundation and it actually matches me, well, as far as I can see anyway, and I really like the finish of it. I'm just not a fan of the blending sponge. It is like really hard, so I feel like this foundation will work better with my softer spicy choco sponge or like a foundation brush and buff it in, but that is actually a really nice finish. It's definitely matte as well and quite good coverage. I would say medium to full. Next up, moving on to concealer, I'm taking the Pro Base Full Coverage Concealer. This is in the shade 120. It's the same shade as the foundation, but I kind of hope it helps, so we'll give this a go and just see how I like kind of the finish of the concealer. I could definitely do with a lighter shade, but we'll still go with it. I'm still going to use the same sponge to blend it in just because I want to use it. Again, that's actually a really nice finish, and because it actually matches the foundation, it just makes my skin look nice and even. But I will definitely try out that concealer in a different shade because I do really like that. I can't get quite to the inner corner area with the sponge just because it's too hard to like bend, so I'm just going to take a teeny little dot of the concealer just in this inner corner, not on the actual area that I want it to go because otherwise it'll be too concentrated. And now I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This is just the side of one of the Anastasia brushes, and just make sure there's no like bits on it, and I'm just going to slightly blend that right in here because I get a little bit of blue like just by my nose on the inner corner of the eye. Next is a product that I'm really excited to try, and this is the MUA Blushed Liquid Cream Blush in the shade Peach Puff. That took me such a while to say. You get 10 mils of this, but it just feels really small for some reason. But I'm going to go ahead, take a little bit of this, pop it on my finger, and then just kind of like dab it on my cheeks. Very excited to try this actually. Oh god, okay, that came out very quickly. Just gonna take the teeniest amount and dab it on the back of my hand, and then just dab it on the cheeks. It's really nice. I could go in with a little bit more. Okay, I like that. Adds a nice kind of subtle flush of colour. I bet if you have like a darker shade as well, it would be more pigmented. That is a really pretty shade actually. Okay, now I'm just going to do a little bit of baking. I'm taking the loose setting powder in the shade Mattifying Translucent, and I'm just going to pop that kind of under the jaw, and then, am I going to bake under the eyes? No, I'm not. I'm just going to pop it under the jaw as if I was like reverse contouring. So I'm going to go ahead and take that and just dip it with the makeup sponge. Then I'm going to set the rest of the face using the Pro Base Full Coverage Matte Pressed Powder in the shade 110. And I'm just going to press this into the rest of the face that I haven't put the powder. I feel like that's quite a nice powder. I'm going to knock off the bake now. The loose powder went a little bit weird on my cheeks, but now you've kind of like buffed it in, it's fine. It just takes a little while to like really buff in, and I feel like if you're going to bake, don't leave it on for very long. But the pressed powder, big fan of. Now we're moving on to bronzer. I've got this massive bronzer called the Bronze to Perfection Multi Bronzing Powder in the shade Golden Dunes, which looks like this. It has all sorts of different kind of shades in, and I'm going to take my Sigma F25 tapered face brush and just use this to bronze up my face, outer perimeters, and across the nose, down the neck. It's not the most intense bronzer, but it's adding a subtle glow. Then for blush, I'm going to take the Blushed Matte Blush Powder in the shade Rouge Punch. I've used this before and I actually really like it, so I'm going to pop it onto the cheeks using a Sigma F10 blush brush. So now we're going to move on to setting spray. I'm taking the MUA Pro Base Fixing Spray. It seems to have similar ingredients to the primer spray, so I'm excited to try. You can definitely smell the aloe in it, which is actually really nice. For highlight, I'm taking the Light Lustre Highlight Kit in the shade Golden Kisses. It comes with 3 really pretty highlight shades. Got a bronze one, a more like rosy gold, and then like a sort of champagne-y colour. I'm going to be taking this one right here. I do actually have a brush from MUA. This is the F11 Highlight Brush. I think the others were out of stock. I'm going to be popping this just on the cheekbones. Ooh, that is actually really pretty. That's a nice highlight. I'm just going to kind of like buff it in with the brush. So nice. This is a really beautiful highlighter. Then I'm just going to pop some mascara on my lower lashes. It's actually really nice on the lower lashes, just not so much on my upper lashes. Then for lips, I'm going to take the Love Letter lip liner. I have used this before and I really like the formulas of the MUA lip liners. Such good value for money, and like, look how long they are. So good. Maybe I was wrong, even want wasn't anything. Yeah, I could say that you didn't need any part of me. And then for lipstick, I'm taking the Super Stylo Satin Finish Lipstick in the shade Super Nude. Oh wow, that feels amazing on the lips. Oh, this lipstick is lovely, incredibly moisturising. This is the finished look. I absolutely love it. I feel like I could have gone a little bit more dramatic with the eyes, but I just wanted to have a play around and see how I like the products. Okay, so I'm just going to jump straight into kind of my opinions on some products. You would have seen it throughout the video, but just kind of cut a long story short of what I like, what I don't like, what I love, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to go randomly around my desk. Everything is everywhere. So we didn't try out this palette. I will be doing another video on on that at some point, so make sure you are subscribed to see when I post that. So just whipped out the products that I was really impressed by. So I loved the primer spray. I just love primer sprays. I think they're so refreshing, especially if you're wearing more of like a full coverage foundation, because they really just like refresh the skin and they just feel super lightweight. So I really like that primer spray. You can smell like the kind of aloe in it, but it is really nice. I also really like the lipstick that I'm wearing right now. It's so like nourishing, and where my lips have been quite dry lately, I feel like this is definitely a better option than going for like a liquid lipstick. So really like this lipstick. If you have like drier lips or just like that kind of glossy finish, you'll really like this. I also really loved the moisturizing primer. This felt so like hydrating on the skin, and then eventually kind of had that tack to it, so it actually helps the makeup last. You can smell the tea tree oil in it. I don't know how necessary it is to put tea tree oil in a primer. However, with the kind of spot issue, tea tree oil is always kind of a good thing in low doses. I'm just having a look on the ingredient list. Either my eyes are deceiving me or I can't see it, so I don't know how far down it is, but when you do rub it in, you can smell the tea tree oil. So if you're someone who's very susceptible, you know what I'm trying to say, who's like very aware of smells, just bear that in mind. I personally don't mind it at all. I actually quite like it. I feel like that would be a really good like everyday primer. Then I also really liked the fixing spray. Again, you can smell the aloe in, it's just super refreshing as well. A really fine mist as well, big fan of that. I really loved the foundation. This is such a nice finish. I think I want to get a couple more shades in it. I do have 120, which is more the pinker shade, which is also pale as well, so it will be good for when I'm not fake tanning. But I do want to get a few darker shades of this just for when I'm kind of fake tan and want to kind of go out on a night out or something. But I really like it. It hasn't caked up anywhere on my face at all. It's a really soft, nice finish. And even with the sponge, which I wasn't a fan of, this went on really well. So I'm excited to use this again actually. The only thing I will say is I kind of get the spatula because you can like scoop it out, but then also you won't be able to get to like the bottom of the product very easily. I feel like it would have been better with a pump or just even to pour it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the spatula. And if you were to use this on a client, you would have to kind of not put the spatula on yourself, but just take it from the spatula with a clean foundation brush, if that makes sense, rather than putting it straight on your skin. Then I also loved the liquid cream blush. I now want to try the other shades that they have. This one just added a subtle flush. And also what I find is when you wear powder blush, it tends to fade throughout the day. So wearing a cream blush underneath this really kind of helps that kind of be there still. The eyeshadow palette was nice. It's not the most intense shadow palette that I have tried, although the colours did blend out beautifully. Oh, the eyeshadow primer I want to touch on. I actually really like this eyeshadow primer. I feel like you need a little bit of it. Don't put on too much, otherwise it will start to kind of cake up a little bit just where there is a little bit of oil in it, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel this is really good for like an everyday look. So you've got your foundation on, contour, bronzer, blush, whatever your face routine is, and you just want to kind of like pop on a little bit of shadow just to make yourself feel a little bit more extra throughout the day. That's what you'd pop on, and then put like a shimmer shade on and then blend it out or something, and that would look so nice. So I'm really liking the eyeshadow primer. The shadow palette is really pretty. It's just not the most intense one that I have tried. I do really want to try some more of the shimmer shades, like the gold and stuff, so maybe I'll use this again. And I will also do a video using the Oceana palette. I just giggle every time I say that because it's the name of a club that's like in my area that used to be here like years ago. But yeah, I will be doing a look using that palette sometime soon, maybe like a spring kind of look. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you've made it this far, congratulations and well done you. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video and seeing kind of like my full thoughts on this MUA products and everything like that. These products were sent to me in PR. However, I have not been asked to make this video. I'm doing a different video for them for their Instagram stories. They have not asked me to do this video, and all opinions are my own as per usual. And if you have made it this far throughout the video, then you are in a chance of winning a prize. So I have duplicates of every single thing that I have used in this video, so I am going to be doing a giveaway. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning everything that I featured in this video, then head on over to my Instagram where you can see the rules. The giveaway details will be on the video post of this look, so make sure you check out the description of that and read the rules. It'll be super easy and quick to enter as well. The giveaway is open to the UK only, just to let you know. And also with the giveaway prize and everything going on at the moment with the coronavirus, I won't be able to ship it until this is kind of over and lockdown is kind of free, so just bear that in mind, but I will definitely keep the winner updated. So yeah, definitely head on over to my Instagram to find out more about that, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It means the absolute world, and I shall see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. The flat shade is such shadow liner precision. Time to move on to my face. Ooh, wow. MUA Pro Break. The UK is open to the UK own the UK what?